heart is throbbing like crazy right now.
And I'm the Max a Few Trades, and I'm uncomfortable. Well, hello and welcome back to more Let's Play Danganronpa 2. I'd give you the backstory, but I guess Monami is going to attempt to do that for us.
To think that the person who killed the wonderful Mahiru Koizumi is in this room.
And I've got my theory as to who it might be, although I don't understand how, and I'd rather they not be the one I think they are.
Impossible! Impossible! That's so impossible! There's no way I can believe that!
Doesn't matter if you believe it if it's the truth.
I can't do anything. How annoying. But I'm just gonna believe in everyone. That's the least I can do.
I mean, whatever helps you get through the day.
Everyone do your best. Don't lose to yourselves. And don't forget to save regularly.
I do it as often as I can, you dang rabbit.
Well, now that we've decided to believe Hiyoko, now what?
Now we have to decide who actually done did it.
If the killer was luring Hiyoko into a trap, then something that was used there might be a clue.
I mean, I have a clue, but it's based off the reactions of the people inside the courtroom when that was discussed, so I don't think I can use that.
Do you mean the letter?
Sure, let's use that.
No, it was probably the gummy.
That's actually what I wanted to bring up, but I didn't think I could. Okay, that works great.
Huh? Candy can be a clue?
Candy can always be a clue, if it's at the crime scene.
Hey, when you woke up, was the gummy already there?
I don't really understand how she would possibly notice that.
Now that you mention it, I feel like it wasn't.
How would you notice a single gummy on the floor?
Just as I thought.
Okay, whatever. If it works, it works.
Just as you thought?
He's confused. That's good for me.
If the killer planted evidence while Hiyoko was there, she would have thrown it away if she found it.
That's true.
Which means the gummy was placed inside the closet after Hiyoko fled from the beach house?
The killer returned to the scene of the crime? After I left?
Either that or they never left at all and just hid.
They wouldn't have to do something that troublesome.
Yeah.
As long as they hid somewhere within the beach house.
Gundam gets it.
That's impossible! There's nowhere to hide!
Well, except for the giant honking bathroom and the closet.
I even glanced inside the shower room as I was running away, but there was nobody there!
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that part.
Then, does that mean the killer came back?
Nah, I don't think so.
I wonder.
I feel like the hiding option makes more sense.
At any rate, the solution to that problem is connected to what really happened. That's what I think.
I like the way that you think. So I shall choose to think that way too. I want to play a new game. Is that what you're thinking? Well, it depends on what you mean by new game. Are you saying I'd like to play something other than Danganronpa? Well, I mean, things are about to get really sad, I'm sure, so I'd rather avoid that, but I also feel like I need to actually, keep going. Unless you mean a new mini-game, in which case, well, it depends on whether or not it's fun. If so, we've prepared the perfect product for you. You will dive into your own brain and logically discern the mysterious answer from several questions. It's called the Logic Dive. During the Logic Dive, you will control a version of yourself created from an image within your brain. Your task is to reach the goal and the final destination of the Synapse course. You can move sideways with the mouse and accelerate with the control key. Okay. Press the right mouse button to brake and the left mouse button to jump. What exactly are you gonna have me do? There will be various obstacles you will encounter as you progress through the course, so make sure you're familiar with these controls so you reach the goal. On your journey, you will take damage every time you fall into a gap or bump into the walls. Also, upon reaching a certain point, there will be branching questions in the course. The answers split into different paths, so please proceed down the path of the answer you think is correct. Branching questions will appear several times in one course. Please be careful. What in the actual hell are they trying to make me do? I highly recommend that you make good use of the brake. That's my meddlesome advice to you. Thank you, Mr. Green Text. If you press the escape key, the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. She's right. This might be a very important problem. If the killer tampered with the evidence after Hiyoko ran away from the beach house, when did the killer arrive and depart from the beach house? Think. If I just focus and think about it, I'm sure I'll be able to find the answer and have myself a brain blast, perhaps. All right, I'm gonna do it. Whatever this is. Logic Dive. Whoa, what? Wow, oh. Okay, I am snowboarding. Snowboard USA. All right, sure. Whoa. Whoa, this is trippy. Whoa. This is incredibly overly complicated for what it is. Wow. There we go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Go as fast as possible, I guess. Question 1. When did the killer arrive at the beach house? I'm guessing before. Whoa. I assume I go that way, like, yeah, like this perhaps? Is this the correct way to go about it? Maybe. I do not know. I am merely zooming like a madman. All right. I don't actually have a ton of, whoa, I think that, I actually don't have a ton of mouse pad room. So I was not anticipating having to do something like this. Hey, jumping over. Oh, question 2. When did the killer leave the beach house? Well, I'm guessing if they were hiding, they would have had to have done it afterwards, so... Yeah! Correct? Incorrect? How do I know? Whoa, hang on. Whoa! I just a sick tricks, bro! Whoa! Whoa! Why is the inside of my brain so freakishly dangerous? I am confused. Yeah. Question 3. Where was the killer hiding while Hiyoko was unconscious? The beach or the beach house? Well, they would have left footprints otherwise, so the beach house, I suppose. Footprints or some kind of evidence, we would have noticed something. Is that correct or not?
It's all coming together.
Okay. I take it I did a good.
Do you think the killer might have been hiding?
That would have made the most sense.
You spent all that time thinking just to say something so pointless. How disappointing.
Okay, well, I mean, first of all, that is very rude of you to say, but secondly, I can't exactly disagree with you. That was a lot of effort to really come to a pretty simple conclusion.
Didn't I just say there was nowhere to hide? Do I have to explain it in another language so you can understand?
I'm sorry, who is it that cleared you of suspicion of being a murderer? Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe shut up.
Her personality got a hell of a lot more forceful once she stopped being a suspect.
Yeah, funny how that works.
No, there should have been a place for them to hide. A place you didn't look, Hiyoko.
Oh, what are you saying? Stop being annoying or I'm gonna make Akane bop you on the head and shut you up for good.
Good luck with that. I like to think I'm a closer friend of hers than you, so I might not get hit. I really don't want that to happen to me. I need to answer by any means. Okay. The place where the killer was hiding. The place where Hiyoko hasn't looked is, well, the only place she didn't say she looked would have been the closet.
Here!
So, that would have made the most sense, wouldn't it?
The killer was probably hiding in the closet.
The closet? That's where I was locked up.
I mean, yeah. I think there's a thing they could have hidden in there, ain't there?
After you woke up, you said you rushed out of there, right?
Like a bat out of hell.
And you probably didn't look inside the closet very carefully.
Although apparently enough to notice that if there was or was not a gummy on the floor.
But could two people even hide in such a small place? And without Hiyoko knowing?
Interesting that you would ask that.
That's why the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place.
If the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place in advance, I can only think of one place. That's right, the place where the killer was hiding inside the closet was... Well, the only thing inside this room that would make any sense would, I suppose, be the inside of a surfboard case. It was empty, after all.
What about the surfboard case in the closet? I'm pretty sure they could have hidden in there.
Assuming they weren't particularly large, yeah, I think that could totally work.
Huh? Inside the surfboard case?
Good news, Nekomaru. You were never in suspicion, but now you're totally, completely not at fault here.
But the shelf it was on, it was pretty messy, don't you think?
Maybe they just kind of haphazardly made it work and just kind of jumped in. Maybe they didn't have time to clean it up or set it up in advance.
2 surfboards were stacked on the top shelf. And there were surfboards that weren't even in a case. The killer probably did that on purpose to secure a hiding place.
Makes sense to me.
Because we haven't been on this island that long, so the closet shouldn't have been that messy, I think.
You always gotta add, I think.
Then, the killer was close to me during that time?
That appears to be the case, assuming we're correct.
Yeah, they were quietly holding their breath and hiding very close to you.
That is not the most flattering of pictures of her.
It's kind of like in for a penny, in for a pound, so to speak.
I'm not entirely sure if that works one-to-one like you think it does, but sure.
Don't you mean it's always darkest under the lighthouse?
That's a particular turn of phrase I'm not familiar with, actually. I'll have to Google it later.
I shouldn't say things I don't understand, like, so to speak.
Yeah, perhaps not. Then you might get made fun of on the internet.
Anyway, the killer hid silently, and after making sure Hiyoko left, we finally left the surfboard case.
I agree with that as well.
Yeah, well, I wasn't asking for your opinion.
Seriously, nobody asked what you think.
Thank you, Akane. Oh, I was right to think you were cool.
There's no way the killer would leave Hiyoko by herself if they were trying to frame her. If Hiyoko was left alone and ruined the evidence the killer had planted, it would have messed up their plan.
Uh-huh, thank you.
Instead, it makes more sense to think that the killer was hiding in the beach house, watching Hiyoko.
Or, in that specific instance, listening to her.
Say whatever you want, even if you didn't ask.
It is very rude.
All right, if you don't want to friggin' get punched, just stand still and let me punch ya!
If he doesn't want to be punched, stand still and let him let you do it? I'm not sure how that works.
Oh, you shut up. Then, grit your teeth.
Sorry, Akane. It's not like that.
Well, too bad, you're getting punched.
Hey, Monokuma. Can I ask you about something that seems strange to me?
I mean, a lot of things could technically be that.
I believe Prince Shotoku was from the future. A man from the future is always directing the flow of history.
Your references mean nothing to me, you monochromic demon.
I'll listen to your story about men from the future some other time. As I recall, the body discovery announcement is made when 3 or more people discover a body, right?
Oh. Yeah, you're right. I completely forgot about that. And assuming that doesn't... Okay, is he gonna ask if that counts the person who actually killed them?
Is the killer also included among those 3 or more people?
Okay, I'm irritated that it's Nagito asking, but that's a very good question that I want an answer to.
Yeah, that's true, but, well, something like that is basically what it's supposed to be.
You don't sound very articulate.
Yeah, well, Monokuma never does, so... Come on, give me an explanation here, Bear.
Jeez, you're pretty annoying for noticing something like that.
Because if they do count, then that's one thing. But if they don't count, then that means only 2 people that we know of ever saw the body.
I know it sounds like an excuse, but the body discovery announcement isn't supposed to be used for deduction.
And yet, it often seems like it... Was it? I feel like we've used it before.
It's intended to create a fair trial. It's supposed to let everyone know a body has been found.
Yes, I know.
So you're saying it's unfortunate that I used it for deduction? I understand your excuse, but depending on who actually found the body, it's possible that your 3 or more people rule could be deadly.
He isn't wrong.
Well, as long as I keep things ambiguous, I can respond to situations with some flexibility.
That's irritating, but also fairly logical and probably a good idea.
Flexibility, huh?
Yeah, let's not talk about that. He said he could stretch, and I don't want to see it.
So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer or not?
Come on, Bear.
Jeez, fine. You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All done.
Okay, so then that would mean a 3rd person that we don't know of saw the dead body and hasn't said anything up till now.
Which means 3 people other than the killer discovered Mahiru's body.
And we know about Hiyoko and Kazuichi.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, come on, Hajime.
Nothing. I just thought it was somewhat strange. More importantly, let's get back to our original topic.
Really? We're just gonna drop it and run? Okay.
You're the one who went on a tangent.
This is also true.
We were just saying the killer was hiding in the surfboard case, right?
That we did.
And after Hiyoko ran away, the killer got to enjoy the simple life of destroying evidence.
Did they really destroy evidence? Seems like they left a lot of it, to be fair.
However, before we proceed any further, there's something we have to make clear.
I'm listening. And those hamsters are adorable.
The killer blocked the roadside door with Mahiru's body before Hiyoko ran away. But what about the blood?
What about the blood?
Now that you mention it, that mystery hasn't been solved yet.
It's going to be all right. If you guys have come this far, I'm sure you can discover that answer too.
Yeah, that's incredibly helpful, thank you.
Now, let's start the argument, shall we?
Good lord, there's so many things. I shall now explain to you the final feature of the non-stop debates. From this point forward, you'll be able to use the truth flashback. Oh, no. I don't think... Is that what I think it is? If you hold down the left mouse button, the shape of the reticle will change. If you aim at the remark's weak spot and keep it in that position, you'll be able to memorize it. This memorizing phrase can only be fired once as a single truth bullet. Oh boy, all right, yep, that's gonna make things extraordinarily complicated. If you shoot or change to a different truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or mistake in your available truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. I'm not gonna say it's not an incredibly clever way of doing things, it's just extremely aggravating and I'm probably not gonna get this right. Oh boy. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to trust your keen wits, won't you? Oh boy, that's not a reliable sword if I'm being honest. By the way, you will not be able to agree with anyone while you're using the truth flashback. Please remember that is only effective when refuting points. Well then, good luck and have fun. You always ask me to do that. Oh boy. Okay, well, I guess that's not what we need.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Now that's what we're trying to figure out.
Maybe they simply washed it off.
Makes sense.
They couldn't use the shower, right?
As far as we know.
So washing it off would have been impossible.
Okay.
They didn't have to use the shower.
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet?
Okay, well, obviously I can't agree with
Maybe
anyone.
They wore one when they moved the body.
If they used something other than the shower...
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
That would be a good point. No doubt that would work.
Someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare, it would definitely clog the toilet.
Thank you for your contribution. Get fired up about the bathroom.
Maybe it's the other way around. Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body?
I don't think
Maybe
so.
They were able to wash it off.
Okay, well, I think I know what I've got to do. It should be pretty simple because it's the first one. Let's give it a go. If this is the way it is, then I guess it would either have to be the way I think or the other way around.
They couldn't use the shower, right?
Okay, hang on.
So washing it off would have been impossible.
No, give me.
They didn't have to
Oh,
use
come
the shower.
on.
What if maybe they wore
I
one?
really dislike the fact that that's a thing.
Cut it up and
As someone who flushed, it would definitely clog.
White noise is a pain in the ass, people.
Maybe they were able to wash it off.
All right, fine. Try again. Now, this is the slowdown. That's the
Killer do with
slowdown.
the blood on
Okay.
their body?
Zoom,
Maybe
zoom,
they simply
zoom,
won't-
They
zoom.
couldn't use the shower, right?
Okay.
So washing it off would have been impossible.
Okay, now just give me the thing.
They didn't
Thank
have to
you.
use the
Jesus. How is that such a pain?
What about the wetsuits in the closet?
Okay. Get out of
Maybe
here.
they wore one when they moved the body.
Shoot.
shower. If they used something other than the
Yeah.
shower...
No? No. Okay, then it would have to have been. Right. Okay. No, that makes more sense. Damn it. Okay.
What did the killer do with the blood on their
Maybe they simply...
Okay.
couldn't use the so washing
Something
it off
other than the
would have been
shower
impossible.
to defeat would have been impossible. That makes more sense. I'm an idiot. Okay, cool.
What about the wetsuits in the... Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
Okay, just
They used
give me the
something other
thing.
than the shower.
Thank you. All right.
they do with the bloody
Now we zoom,
cut it
zoom,
up
zoom our way
Someone who flushed, it
through.
would definitely clog.
Thank God there is a zoom and slow down
Maybe they
feature in
were
this
able to
game.
wash it
I
off.
swear. Okay. I use that person's opinion or
What did the
contradiction
killer
or
do
whatever.
with the blood on their body?
Maybe they
Zoom.
They couldn't use
Zoom.
the shower, right?
Okay, here we go.
So washing it off would have been impossible.
There.
No, that's
Yes.
wrong.
Okay. Washing it off would not be impossible, is what I'm trying to say.
They just needed to wash off the blood. They didn't necessarily have to use the shower.
And okay, yeah. And I have a thingy about a bunch of empty bottles in the trash can and stuff. They use that.
Just as easily use something else.
Something other than the shower. Like what?
I have an answer. Something other than the shower that was used to wash off the blood. Yeah, well, I figured I would actually have to use the truth bullet itself, but that works.
I see.
It would make sense because they made a point of there being more
Drinks
stuff
inside the
than there was
refrigerator.
before.
Couldn't the killer have used those to wash off the blood?
They coulda.
I've seen through it.
Excusez-moi? What?
That's impossible.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Try to remember the refrigerator carefully, and then you will understand.
Okay.
There's no possible way the drinks in the refrigerator were used.
All right. Now I have to think. The thing is, it's so hard to do these things because I can't. I have to destroy the things. I'm guessing maybe the trash can. Because if I have to slash through their words, I'm not allowed to actually listen to what they have to say.
It's true there were drinks in the beach house fridge. However, try thinking one bottle drink wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
Okay, I think no, stop. I think I get your point.
I can't back down.
Okay, I think I get it. Damn it. Give me a small amount of warning.
I assume they used just one drink. They could have used a bunch of them to wash it off.
Exactly.
Didn't I say it was impossible?
Yeah, why did you?
No water bottles in the river.
Allow me to cut through those words.
Okay, that time I just hit the first thing that showed up and hope for the best.
There were water bottles inside the refrigerator.
And then they weren't. That's what I'm trying to say.
How many times do I have to tell you? There were no water bottles in there whatsoever.
Why are you so adamant about that?
That was after the incident, right? But before the incident, there were water bottles in the fridge. And the killer took all of those water bottles and used them to wash the blood off their body.
So you're saying the water bottles were gone? Because they were all used? That's a logical fallacy.
Oh my god, I get it. Oh my god. This game is diabolical. I understand it. I understand exactly what happened, and I understand exactly how they were able to make me not remember or realize it. I got it.
It's not a fallacy. There should have been evidence inside the trash can.
I was wondering why they showed it twice. They don't do that for no reason.
Evidence like a lot of thrown away plastic water bottles. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
You can back up my claims.
Oh, you're right. These bottles look like they may have been filled with water.
I mean, they more than most likely were.
Well, now that you mention it,
Preach it to us there, Kazuichi.
when I went to the beach house a few days ago, I feel like I drank one of those plastic water bottles.
You should have said so sooner.
Yeah, well, a lot of people should say a lot of things sooner, and this whole thing would go by faster, but we gotta take it step by step.
Then, the plastic water bottles were used in place of a shower.
Dousing your body with lots of water bottles is such a simple and easy to understand explanation.
Although time-consuming, and you only have so many bottles to work with. Hold on a sec. Now that I think about it, if they soaked their entire body with a bunch of plastic water bottles, is he thinking what I'm thinking? If they did that, that person would be...
It seems you've realized who the killer is.
This game never does anything without some kind of reason. Those weird-ass poses Mikon kept going into, those were so I could figure out how Teru... I understand. Those mindless fan service slides weren't just there for the sake of it. They served a point. This game is diabolical and I kind of love it.
See? Just as I thought.
Hold on. You know who the killer is?
I do believe that I do. I just have absolutely zero idea why they would do it.
Is that true?
Let me ask, who might that be?
I mean, okay. If the killer used plastic water bottles to wash the blood and that splattered onto them, that killer, Mahiru's killer, must be that person. I don't want to be correct. And again, I can't help but say, I don't understand why they would do it. Because I really think you're cool. Please tell me I'm wrong.
You're the only one! Peko. Is it you?
Guys, she's been leading us around this entire time. She's been so forceful and deflecting things. And when we talked about how there wasn't that type of gummy, she reacted so oddly. And for some reason, she's been, like, steering it away from Fuyuhiko? I'm very confused. Why?
Hey, what are you being quiet for? They're accusing you of being the killer.
Then I should ask you this. Why do you believe I'm the killer?
I remember when we were all meeting up to go to the beach. Your appearance when you came to the diner.
And I'm sure they have to show it again to make sure everyone is aware. Yeah, thanks for that. I didn't even think about that. I was trying not to look. Why are you two here? Hey, aren't you breathing pretty heavily? I just did a little swimming. You weren't
The killer
swimming.
really did wash the blood off with water bottles. They'd have to drench their entire body. But there were no towels in the beach house, and it would have taken a while for the water to fully air dry. So you said you went swimming so you'd have a cover story.
Am I wrong?
Don't just stay silent. Say something. Hold on, you bastard.
Excuse me?
You saw her at the diner. You never saw her near the beach house, right? So maybe she really was swimming.
You have gotten extraordinarily heated here. Actually, now that I think about it, anytime anybody was ever the one to go and talk to Fuyuhiko about anything, it was always Peko. Oh, I tried to talk to him, but he didn't want to come. Stuff like that. What is this about, exactly?
No one even saw her swimming. No, I saw her.
Well, that's convenient, isn't it?
Huh? After I ran into you bastards at the diner, I crossed paths with her on my way home.
That's a really unconvincing way of saying it, but now you're covering her?
So there's no doubt. She would have arrived at the diner from the opposite direction of the beach house.
Hold on, that's strange. Didn't you just say this earlier?
Shabadadoo! It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I didn't even pay attention to the beach house. I went straight back to the hotel after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone during that time. And you didn't sound nearly as kinda flustered or desperate as you do now.
You told me you didn't see anyone. Don't try to tell me you forgot about that.
I am interested, intrigued, confused, and slightly worried. And everything's upside down.
Not so fast. It's too soon to decide she's a killer.
Okay.
We haven't established how the killer was able to leave the beach house.
That's fair.
Now that you mention it, seems tight.
Oh, okay. All right, so my brain is telling me, because we also brought up that whole 3 people, not including the killer, then would the third person have been Fuyuhiko? And he maybe helped Peko out the window? But even then, I don't understand. Why would they even work together?
The roadside door was blocked. And if it's impossible to leave from the beachside without leaving footprints...
I mean, and he's also acting so flustered and sweaty and stuff, so obviously he's hiding something. But all of the evidence to the actual killing would mean it had to have been Peko. And that's what Nagato meant by your 3-person rule can be deadly.
Then how the fuck did the killer escape?
Okay, fair enough. I'll try to figure it out.
Why are you all fired up, Fuyuhiko? You're not the suspect. Peko is.
Exactly.
Who cares about that?
Most people.
Answer me. If you have an explanation, then show me what you got.
I mean, I'll do my best, I guess.
We might have an answer.
It's possible.
Do you really? This mystery seems unsolved.
Yeah, well, I would suppose the person who did it would probably say that, wouldn't they?
Well, if Peko is the killer, then I might just have an answer to that mystery.
I'm cool with you tagging in.
I see. Then let's hear this alleged method of escaping the beach house.
First, let's establish how the killer escaped.
Okay. The killer's escape route, and I might know what it is. In fact, it's the only possible thing I can think of. It'd be the small window.
I see.
Akane can back me up on this one and hopefully not bring up anything else about it.
Doors aren't an option. The only other thing I can think of is...
Seriously, please don't bring up anything else about this except that we checked it.
Well, nothing really. Except that small window in the shower room.
We did prove that it could have easily have been used as such. Just, it's really high up.
Don't you know how high that window is? There's no way Peko could have reached it.
I don't know, maybe she's got mad hops. Or she climbed onto your shoulders. I mean, you're short, but I don't know. It seems like it could probably work.
But what if, for instance, she got help with someone?
Desi, there you go. Mikan gets it.
She might have reached it by riding someone's shoulders, but then that person would have been left behind.
That is true. No, actually, that's very fair. I'm not sure how that would work then.
Is it possible an object was used? A rope, for instance?
Okay, this is gonna sound absurdly stupid, but like, did she use her sword as like a pole vault or something?
And what happened to the rope after they used it? And don't say something stupid like they threw it outside.
I'm going to freely admit the pole vault idea is stupid as hell, but...
Of course not. That would violate the school trip rule.
Right, no littering. Otherwise, everything goes off and everything explodes.
Littering is prohibited. Even if it might be evidence, rules are still rules.
You see? There's no way they'd be able to escape from that window.
I feel like that's sort of the angle I'm gonna have to go with. Something to do with her sword, I guess.
No, they just have to use an object.
Chiaki, don't fall asleep on us. We just said they couldn't use an object.
No, we just said they couldn't leave an object behind.
You did? I thought you were saying they couldn't dispose of an object.
Chiaki gets it!
I see. You don't have to throw it away if you can just hide it somewhere on your body.
And I mean, she did still have her sword with her when she came into the diner.
Huh? Peko was wearing a swimsuit, remember? Where would she even hide an object?
I'm going to say the sword bag and move on without even thinking about what else that could imply.
And if you say she hid it in her special place, I'll stab you in yours!
Never mind, the game did it anyway. Damn it.
No! Please don't be violent!
Even if the killer used an object to escape out of the window, they wouldn't have been able to get rid of it. So the only thing I can think of is that the killer must have hid it somewhere. If that's the case, focus and think. The object the killer used to escape out the window. Please, oh please, oh please, do not let this be what I think it is. Oh, hell in a handbasket, okay. What word would it be? What did the killer use to escape out the window? Oh, okay, I get it. All right, just give me a second. I'll get it. It's just gonna, who knows how long it's gonna take. Ugh. Ugh. Even sped up, that's too damn slow.
Peko, you carry that bamboo sword on your back at all times, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's not even an answer.
If I recall correctly, you had it then too.
And I'm sure the game is gonna have a use. This has been given a good excuse to show it again. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thanks. I know it's there. I don't have to look.
Despite the fact that you had a swimsuit on, you were still wearing your bamboo sword.
Yep.
Are you saying she used that bamboo sword to escape through the window?
I'm not 100% sure how. If she used it as like a climbing implement, then I feel like it would have left a mark in the wall. The pole vault thing would have been stupid as hell. Oh, wait, actually, hang on a second. I think I remember watching a video about something like that. Didn't Akane even mention ninjas? No, that makes sense. Didn't ninjas used to be able to, like, one of the things they could do is they could, like, I think they could use their swords as, like, step stools.
Yeah. Peko used that bamboo sword as a step stool and escaped out the window.
I mean, yeah, I could have just hit the button and it would have explained it for me, but I'm happy that I could use that memory and knowledge again for something. That's cool.
Sword as a step stool?
Obviously not the blade part.
You see? I knew it. I knew it was a ninja. Didn't I tell ya? A ninja could have climbed that easily.
Let's be real, man. I mean, yeah. Akane knew from the start.
Ninjas know a climbing trick where they lean their sword against a wall and use the handguard as a step stool.
Hell yes! Thank you!
Wow, just like a Japanese ninja.
Miss Sonia, ninjas only exist in Japan.
Well, it depends on the movie you're watching. I've seen some weird ninjas.
Well, it is a bamboo sword, but I'm sure a slender girl like Peko could easily use it to climb.
Let's roll with that!
Well, Peko, do you have anything to say?
Now then, the time has come once again for the Panic Talk action. Ooh. Let's talk a little bit about Fever Time and Nega Time. From this point on, you will be able to use Fever Time by pressing the space key during PTA. Okay. When Fever Time is activated, the tempo will be pushed to the max. But that's not all. You won't miss during Fever Time either. By pressing the left mouse button when applicable, you can destroy your opponent's verbal assault. Not only until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, you're not the only one who can get the upper hand. There's something called Negatime that your opponent can use too. If your opponent activates Negatime, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit difficult to press the button in rhythm. So in that case, please time the rhythm not with your eyes, but with your ears and your passionate heart. If you can't clear it, you can always change the difficulty setting. And I'm not going to tell them that they have to redo the class trial for the chapter if they do that. Hee. Mr. Green Text, you betray me? Well then, good luck and have fun.
Hold on a sec, you bastard!
And so you once again jump in for reasons I'm uncertain of.
You're saying she used her sword as a step stool and went out the fucking window? Then what about the sword?
Well, couldn't she have used the... Doesn't her little carrying bag have, like, some strings? Couldn't she have, like scooped it?
It would have been left in the shower room, and she wouldn't have been able to recover it, dumbass.
Rude!
Fuyuhiko, why do you even care?
I'm really looking forward to an explanation for that.
Shut up! Just shut the fuck up and answer me! If you have an answer, then fucking give it to me!
Okay, Jesus!
If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind!
Okay, Fuyuhiko, what? Also, yeah, I'm doing it to him? The hell is the backstory for this? Hajime is concerned and confused. All right, here we go.
Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Shut up! Don't fuck with me!
As I do my best to keep the combo going. The tempo!
Shut up!
The tempo!
With me.
Feel the rhythm of the night. Come on, here.
That's obviously
Oh boy,
impossible.
come on. Okay, I actually managed to keep that going longer than I thought I would have been able to. I was hoping I could keep it going and be really impressive, but
Also your fucking organs.
not so much. I need those though.
You're pissing me off.
Yeah, well, a lot of things do that.
You're pissing me off.
Yes, I know.
Bastard.
Yep. Call me names. Do what you gotta do.
Shut up.
I'll keep talking.
Bastard.
Not until I get to the bottom of this and you explain why you're so mad.
Obviously impossible.
And yet here we are.
Shut up. If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool.
Okay, that's the Boo Bam sword. No, not the Boo Bam sword.
Don't fuck with me.
Hang on. Dang it. I should have paid more attention to the capitalization. Come on.
Shut up.
Just keep it going a little longer. Come on, brain. Come on, brain. You got this.
Obviously impossible.
Okay.
If she used the bamboo
Damn it, no!
sword as a step stool.
That's the bag bam. Okay. I have so much. I have such limited time. It makes my brain hurt, and all of the letters look alike.
You're pissing me off. You're pissing me off.
Okay.
If she
Bam,
used the
boo.
bamboo sword as a step
Sword,
stool,
bag.
it would have been. This is the end.
Sorry about that.
If she used her bamboo sword as a step stool, she could have recovered it with her sword bag. When she leaned her sword against the wall to use as a step stool, she tied her sword back to it.
Well, that makes a whole lot more sense than my idea of her just kind of fishing for it.
And after she climbed up to the window, as long as she hauled the bag up toward her,
This is an absolutely horrible time to realize she looks good with a ponytail.
she would have been able to recover her bamboo sword.
I'm not wrong, though.
I see. Not just the bamboo sword, but even the sword bag, too. She used them both to escape.
And you're gonna go on about some spiel about, oh, no, what else could be expected from the ultimate swordsman?
Akane said she's like a ninja, but it's nothing as silly as that.
If you try to tell me that this universe doesn't have an ultimate ninja, I'm gonna call you a liar.
Simply put, only Peko could have performed this feat. An escape plan befitting of the ultimate swordswoman.
Or anybody with a sword and a sword bag and has read a book about ninja.
Even so, how disappointing. If you'd only let me work with you, it would have been an even greater plan.
Can I get a motive up in here, though?
Oh, you just back off.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, wow, yeah, Kazuichi, you just kind of need to tone him down and out of your brain like I do. I just treated that like it was Mr. Green Text instead.
Is it true?
That squeak.
Hold on! You're just making assumptions.
Oh, I feel like I made some pretty compelling arguments. And trust me, dude, I don't want her to be the one who did this. Peko was awesome. I don't want her to end up having to get offed.
You don't have any proof. I won't accept this unless there's proof. Got it, you bastard?
Yes, you've made that abundantly clear. Although, it is odd she has not said a single thing.
It's fine.
Eh?
Huh?
I said it's fine. Saying anything more would just be an exercise in futility.
She admitted it just now, right? She admitted she's Mahiru's killer, right? Man, I wanted to be wrong. But is this right? Even though Fuyuhiko was the one arguing with us, Peko just admitted it so freely.
Among flowers, the cherry blossom. Among men, the samurai. I commend your decisiveness, at least.
So many turns of phrase and proverbs going out today.
Very well. If you admit it, this ends now. Let's cast our votes.
Agreed. Hurry up and vote.
Okay. That's suspicious.
Hold on. Let me confirm one thing first.
Can it wait until after the voting?
Why do you want us to... What?
This is important, and it relates to the voting.
Oh, thank you, God.
It's about Peko's motive.
I desperately need that.
My motive?
Yeah, what exactly do you have to do with the game? At all? In any capacity? Unless you just played it for no reason and was like, yeah, you know what? This seems like a cool idea. I can do this.
In the end, you had no connection to the events depicted in Twilight Syndrome murder case, right?
Sure doesn't seem like she did.
Then, why did you kill Mahiru?
And why is Fuyuhiko so freakishly angry about protecting you about this?
So it's about that. Let's see. If I must answer that question, I must say it was for the sake of justice.
Eh.
Justice?
In order to protect the justice of this world.
Oh no, she's got crazy face. Huh?
I do not sully my hands to satisfy personal grudges. There is only one reason I kill. For the sake of protecting justice.
Well, this is taking a turn. Wait, holy crap, are you trying to tell me?
What are you saying?
Sonia was right?
Justice is what makes humans human. It's a virtue that human beings should be proud of. Justice is the eternal sun and the enduring moon, the protected father and the smiling mother.
Wait a second. 2 games in a row? It was the glasses-wielding girl who turned out to be a serial killer.
Hello! Earth to Peko!
Are you serious?
If justice ever disappeared from this world, the world would immediately freeze and people's smiles would vanish. I will not allow that.
It's fine, just stop it.
And what does this mean? What? Clearly, this means Fuyu had to have been, like, in the know at this point, right?
Justice must always be there to guide us, to shine bright above our heads.
I'm telling you to stop it!
It's really desperate sounding, too.
So I must fight. I must continue to fight to protect justice.
Could she be?
Oh my god.
As the light of justice shines upon my mask, I expose the heart of malevolent evil. Justice complete!
This has taken such an absurdly weird turn, I don't even know what to say.
The center of justice that is pierced by justice. The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky.
I never thought I'd hear Peko talk this much or this enthusiastically. I think that's what's throwing me off more than anything.
That would be me. Sparkling justice!
Did she put an emoticon inside her text box?
Now then, let's execute justice!
What? What the fuck?
I mean, he ain't wrong.
Peko, what are you doing?
I am sparkling justice. In the name of sparkling, shining justice, I have come to deliver justice.
Great. Now the word justice is losing as much meaning in my brain as hope and despair do.
What's going on? What's this? Chill.
Peko finally snapped!
Oh my god, is this what they were going on about with not knowing people's true natures?
Everyone, please be careful. Sparkling Justice is a serial killer who claims to be an ally of justice. Clad in her various hero masks, she is a serial killer who exclusively targets other criminals.
I guess that would line up, because I guess she would have played the game, realized the connection, and would have thought that Mahiru was the only one who never actually had to face quote-unquote justice.
She is supposed to be... but... huh?
Ally of justice? So that's why you're wearing a mask. This mask is the dividing line. Just like various idols, the sun is revered because it lies just beyond your grasp. Justice should also be the same.
And now she's flinging stars.
I don't get it, but this is becoming really crazy.
Like, even for this sort of situation, this is a little nutty. What? What the heck is this? Peko is the What? Is it turning out like this?
This is turning out to be a surprising turn of events.
I feel like I've made that point clear. We don't need your play-by-play. Yes, thank you, Monokuma.
Hey, now's not the time for you to be sleeping. Take a look. It's a killer.
I mean, to be fair, Monokuma's seen a lot of those, and he is also one of them, so... Yeah, okay, I don't need to hear it. Do not... I don't want to bother hearing your stupid snoring noises.
Huh? Sleepwalking?
So what's your answer to my previous question? Why did you kill Mahiru?
This world must always be bathed in the light of justice. I must not allow even one shadow.
We're not gonna get a clear answer, are we?
Evil must be eliminated immediately. No matter what, I must not overlook evil.
Her eyes glow, and it's freaking me out.
Evil? Are you saying Mahiru is...
If you knew about that incident, then you must have played the game. Am I right?
And because of that, I was able to find the killer's accomplice hiding on this island like a sewer rat.
Then the reason you killed Mahiru was...
To protect justice, of course.
I legitimately don't know what to say.
In order to protect justice, I have become its merciless sword. And executed justice.
Alright.
Holy crap! She's such a stereotypical psychopath!
In a capacity, yes, but I mean, it's more of a he who fights monsters type situation, isn't it? When, like, a bad person focuses only on other bad people, but at the same time, Mahiru didn't even remember that this ever even happened.
She's so gross.
Yeah, there's about 1 million different words you could have used to describe the situation. Gross isn't one of the ones I'd put on the list.
Peko, is this your true identity?
In which case, kudos to hiding it so incredibly well. Beat the pants off of Toko.
My true identity? I have already forgotten who I am. It just shows my determination. My determination to protect by throwing away what's most important. I'm willing to become anybody to shower this world with justice.
Starfling. Okay.
Oh, I can't stand this anymore! Let's just end this farce already!
End it? He's right. We need to end this already. The killer. In the end, there's no mistake that it was Peko all along.
Let's go over this incident one more time and then let's end this.
I mean, I feel like we could just vote and we don't have to bother with the manga thing. But okay, sure. If we've gotta. All right, what am I working with here? Would this work here? Yes, it would. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, I can do that. That's actually pretty cool. Okay. Then the letters. No. Next one to arrive at the beach house. I mean, that is this, so that's no good. Unless I have to go all this way here. Leave next to it? No. Yeah, okay. All right. Then... Okay, all right. Okay, there we go. Just making sure I'm doing the right ones at the right time. Here we go. All right. And we go all the way there. That's how you do that. And then, let's see here. We can put this here. And then, I guess, no? Oh. Okay. Well, I'm running actually very low on health. I should be careful. That's where should I hide? The killer leads to the thing. The first one who found the... Oh, right, because it happened after the fact. Right, there we go. That's how that works. Okay, I get you. And then... that would go there. And then... Nope, that's right there. Then that would go there. All right. Sorry, I know this is the most enthralling commentary you've ever heard before in your entire life. Clearly. That would make sense to me. There you go. Okay. Oh, God, that face, though, on Hiyoko. Jesus. I am so sorry. Okay, then that would be for hiding. And then... Okay, that doesn't seem to be needed. Which ones are missing? That would be where the footprints go.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
That one went by faster than the first one. Am I wrong?
The incident began this morning when Mahiru spoke to Hiyoko.
Nom nom nom.
Mahiru most likely played Twilight Syndrome murder case, the video game provided to us as the motive. She probably wanted to discuss it with someone else who also appeared in the game as a character.
And serendipitously, she made friends with one of those people.
Hiyoko accepted Mahiru's invitation, and they promised to have a more detailed conversation about it later. However, someone else overheard their exchange. The killer.
Next time, don't have conversations out in the open, people.
The killer eavesdropped on their conversation and used their promise to devise a specific murder plan. By preparing a specific item, they plan to manipulate the two's actions. That item was the letters. They sent fake letters to both Mahiru and Hiyoko.
In a very elaborate pose, too.
The letter Mahiru received told her to come to the beach house at 2:30 p.m. And the letter Hiyoko received told her to come to the beach house at exactly 2 p.m. By providing different times, the killer was able to lure them to the beach house separately.
If only they knew each other's handwriting better.
Hiyoko totally trusted that letter. Showed up at the beach house at 2 p.m., just like it said. And was drugged into unconsciousness by the killer lying in wait.
Oh, God.
After putting Hiyoko to sleep, the killer immediately hid her inside the closet.
I mean, is it possible to be, like, impressed by a killer's, like, ingenuity, but also disgusted by it at the exact same time? Because I feel like I'm getting whatever combination of feelings that's supposed to be.
So they could frame her as the killer later. At 2:30 p.m., Mahiru arrived at the beach house. She was completely unaware that she'd been targeted for murder.
I mean, very few people typically are when it happens. Oh, that face!
The killer struck the defenseless Mahiru with a specific weapon.
It's so cute and sad.
The metal bat that was left at the scene of the crime. The bat was brought down onto the back of Mahiru's head, and with that, she took her last breath.
Oh.
According to Mikan's autopsy, Mahiru died instantly, so she probably never knew who killed her.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
The killer achieved their goal of killing Mahiru and began to tamper with the crime scene. They dragged Mahiru's body so that it blocked the door leading to the road. Also, the mask found at the scene of the crime was something the killer personally left.
For whatever reason.
I'm not really sure why. My guess is it's something similar to a calling card.
I guess that makes sense.
That's how the crime scene we discovered was created. However, by moving Mahiru's body, the killer got blood splatter on him. Plus, the shower room had no water because it was out of order, so they couldn't wash it off.
I mean, they're incredibly lucky that it turns out that there was a bunch of water bottles in the room.
But the killer expected something like that to happen.
Somehow.
Instead of the shower, the killer used something else to wash the blood off their body. They used plastic water bottles that were inside the beach house refrigerator.
And miraculously didn't miss any of the blood at all, and it all got out completely flawlessly and didn't leave any stains on their skin. Which is something blood kind of does sometimes.
They carried the bottles to the shower room before the sequence of events had happened. In place of showering, they washed the blood off their body with water bottles instead. However, they had no choice but to dispose of the empty bottles in the beach house's trash can. Littering is against the rules, and it would have taken too much time to throw them away somewhere else.
Fair, fair.
After the killer washed off the blood, they hid in a specific spot inside the closet Hiyoko was in.
I mean, it's common in fiction for chloroform to knock people out instantaneously, so I'm willing to let that one slide, even though I think in real life it doesn't work that way. But at the same time, couldn't she have conceivably woken up at any given moment? Like, over half an hour later she didn't wake up? And then she conveniently did at the best possible moment? That just seems a little convenient, but fiction, it makes the mystery work.
The killer hid inside the surfboard case that they had already emptied beforehand. After some time had passed, the sleeping drug used on Hiyoko wore off, and she woke up.
Oh, God.
I can imagine how badly Hiyoko must have panicked when she came out of the closet.
Yeah, the picture helps.
I mean, she made plans to see Mahiru, who lay dead right in front of her. From the shock and panic of being considered a murder suspect,
or from the fact of just seeing her dead best friend.
Hiyoko fled from the beach house.
Whichever one you want to subscribe to.
Because of that, she left footprints in the sand. Everything was a trap set by the killer to frame her. After Hiyoko left, the killer finally came out of the surfboard case and placed a gummy that they brought with them to shift our suspicion toward Hiyoko. Ironically, placing that gummy is what helped clear our suspicion toward Hiyoko.
Yeah, honestly, you could have just not placed it, and I mean, I don't know if you would have still been able to figure it out or not, but I don't really think it helped as much as they thought it would have.
Finally, the killer began preparing to escape from the beach house. They couldn't risk leaving their footprints in the sand, so they escaped the beach house using a different route. The small window in the shower room. However, that window is rather high up and can't be reached easily, which is why the killer used the bamboo sword they always carry with them. The killer took the bamboo sword out of its bag, tied the bag to the sword's handle, and used the sword as a step stool to reach the small window, while holding the sword bag in their hand.
I'm interested to... I'm sure we don't actually get much of an explanation, but I found it interesting that she decided to use a metal bat for this, for the sake of, I don't know, dramatic irony, I guess? Couldn't she just have used her sword in the first place? And then not leave a murder weapon behind as a result? It's just odd to me.
Able to reach the window, all they had to do was pull the bag to retrieve the sword.
I don't claim to understand how serial killer brains work.
And so the killer left the beach house and appeared before us as if nothing had happened. But their wet hair and swimsuit didn't dry right away. There also weren't any towels at the beach house. So when the killer met up with us, they said they had been swimming for a while as an excuse. So how about it? This is the truth behind the incident you caused. Isn't that right, Peko Yama?
As much as I really genuinely wish that it wasn't.
I see. And what of it? She's like totally cool with it.
I mean, she was before I did the whole manga thing. I can't imagine her just deciding to, oh, well, suddenly I feel remorse.
I have anything to be ashamed of.
And that's just kind of how the brain works, I guess. Man, that's really disappointing.
What are you saying? You killed Mahiru!
And she doesn't seem to care. That much is made abundantly clear.
Wrong! I punished evil in the name of justice. That's no reason to condemn me.
Whatever. Let's hurry up and vote so we can freaking kill this weird, crazy bitch.
There's no way you can kill me.
I don't know. I've seen Monokuma do some pretty insane stuff.
Justice can never be killed. You should all know that as well.
I mean, yeah, but he could also turn you into butter or hit you with a fire truck, and that works pretty good.
What are you saying?
Wow, that was a great line read. That's not even a joke. I'm serious.
To protect what's most important to you, you must be prepared to throw away something equally important.
Like your own life?
Understand?
I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Then I shall be direct. Justice must carry on in order to keep justice. To keep me alive, you all must give up your lives.
Okay, but what if we didn't do that, though?
Are you serious?
It's not serious. It's justice. If I fall here, who will combat the evils of this world?
The peoples whose job it is?
Now, follow your hearts of justice that reside within you all, and save my life to protect justice.
So, you're telling us to not vote for you and let you go so you can keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, that's a bit of a hard sell.
Hurry and carry on justice.
How do you even type that one?
Give me a break! Who's gonna die for you?
If we let Peko go, we're all gonna get killed!
Yeah, it has to be a unanimous vote. I don't really see a situation where you're going to be able to convince anybody of ever doing that.
For the sake of grand justice, a few sacrifices are unavoidable.
A few sacrifices? That's...
Don't worry. The justice that you give your life to protect will never go to waste.
I can't stand her anymore. Let's vote already and execute her.
If we must. I don't wanna, but we really do not have a choice.
However, before we do that...
Monokuma, the vote! Hurry up and let us vote already!
I'm awake!
No, you're not. You never are.
Ah, he finally woke up.
I've heard your story. Well, I wasn't listening, but who cares?
Yeah, thanks for that.
Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Such heart-pounding excitement!
No, I'm just sad. Don't use the damn word despair on me, okay? There's a difference. I don't feel hopeless, I just feel sad. Really thought she was cool. But I wasn't wrong, being this ultimate swordswoman.
Can we please have a little more time?
Okay, never thought that would happen. Hi.
Pardon me. Can we have a little bit more time? Please let us continue our discussion.
I mean, we already voted, though.
Continue our discussion? But isn't the voting over?
I don't think we can turn it back. At the very bare minimum, Monokuma ain't ever gonna let that fly.
Yes, but I cannot help but feel strange. Something about this is definitely strange.
Well, yes, the entire situation is absolutely cuckoo bananas. Eh?
Strange? What do you mean? There's no doubt that Peko is the killer.
And I assume the machine's fanfare means we did it right.
That is true. However...
Are you gonna ask about the whole Fuyuhiko thing?
As a serial killer enthusiast, you're wondering if Peko is really sparkling justice, am I right?
Are we going to try and say that she isn't? Because if she's not, then what the hell was all that?
Hey, Miss Sonia isn't a serial killer enthusiast. She just has a little more passion about them than most.
And that kind of makes them an enthusiast. Also, that's not inherently a wrong thing as long as she herself isn't hurting anybody.
That makes her an enthusiast.
Thank you, Ibuki.
Honestly, it felt strange to me too. I mean, there's a distinct difference between what we know about Sparkling Justice and Peko, right?
There is?
Distinct difference?
You know, Sonia described Sparkling Justice like this.
Justice complete. The center of justice that is pierced by justice. The lead star of justice that shines in the night.
Wait a second. Yo, you're right. I vaguely remember now. Something about the fact that Sparkling Justice was interviewed once, but it was in a different language.
That would be me. Sparkling Justice!
Implying that, well, depending on which dub you're going with, I guess, they don't speak Japanese and or English. And that would mean that it... Huh? That is Sparkling Justice's catchphrase. An unknown serial killer has a catchphrase? I read it in a magazine in the library. There's only ever been one person, a journalist, who interviewed Sparkling Justice. The article was written in their native language, so I tried translating it. I see, so that's what it was. I think I've got the difference between the serial killer and Peko. I guess it would have to be.
I see. That's right. According to what Sonia said.
The article was written in their native language, so I tried to translate it.
Thank God you're an omniglot.
To translate it. That means it wasn't written in English, right?
Huh? Yes, the magazine I read was written in Spanish.
I wonder if it was in Spanish and that in the other language too. Or maybe it was English in Japan. That's possible.
So, Sparkling Justice's catchphrase was no doubt written in Spanish as well. Which means the journalist and Sparkling Justice are both...
From Spain?
Let's just say yeah.
What?
But you can do it too! Damn it, Ibuki! Your powers know no bounds. Also, yeah, okay, hey, what's up with that? All this time, I completely misunderstood. When I first heard about those serial killers, Genocide Jack and Sparkling Justice, I just assumed both serial killers were from the same country. But that wasn't the case. If so...
Peko, you're not Sparkling Justice. There's no way that's possible.
Did you just decide to pretend to be Sparkling Justice from what you heard Sonia say about them?
Or, you insist that you're Sparkling Justice. Can you try saying that catchphrase in Spanish?
I mean, isn't it conceivable that the interviewer was in Spanish and wrote their interview in Spanish? While the person in question, well, Sparkling Justice, I mean, they could have been multilingual and just happened to be in the area. I mean, sure, it's a bit, you know, silly, but it's not impossible.
Will you be able to do that?
But I mean, if this works, this works.
It appears that the time has come for this mask to come off.
So it was a lie?
However, that's perfectly fine. It's no longer necessary.
Why lie?
And even if you find out now, it's too late for you all to do anything about it.
I don't understand.
My duty has already been finished. My duty as a tool has already been completed in full.
What does that mean?
Uh-huh. Looks like she's back to normal?
Or she was never crazy?
That mask has fulfilled its purpose, just as I have.
What do you mean? Fulfilled its purpose? Too late? What are you getting at?
Now that you've already cast your votes, is what it means.
Huh?
Hey, be clearer. We're asking you what your purpose was.
I have no purpose. I am just a mere tool.
Yeah, okay, but I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Tool? What do you mean?
She called herself a tool, which means someone else used her then?
Of course. A tool cannot do anything on its own.
I see. I finally understand. Well, I did have a sneaking suspicion all along.
What do you mean?
I hate to ask, but no, seriously, what?
I mean, besides Peko and Hiyoko, someone else was also at the beach house.
That's true. And I can only imagine it being Fuyuhiko given his responses to everything, but even then he was like, hey, no, he was like telling her to stop it?
Someone else?
There is proof that establishes that fact. Try to remember it.
The proof that there was more than one person, it was the body discovery announcement.
I see.
That's the whole reason it was brought up in the first place.
Are you talking about the body discovery announcement?
Yep, that's right. I mean, didn't Monokuma say so earlier?
Are we gonna flash back to that? Yeah, we actually are, okay. It's in the same video, I don't need to look at it again.
That announcement is made when at least 3 people discover a body. And in this particular case, the killer, Peko, is not one of those 3. If that's the case, it would mean only Hiyoko and Kazuichi discovered the body, but...
I see. That leaves us one person short.
Interesting choice of word.
So that means there was one more person in the beach house.
Plus, the fact that Monokuma tried to hide that truth from us by being flexible with his own rules. That's such a vital clue that it could alter the outcome of the trial. Like an accomplice, for example.
No, that's not it.
Huh? Am I wrong?
Is he?
Yes, from your basic way of thinking about it, you are wrong. Didn't I tell you? I'm just a tool. That means I'm just a simple tool to be used by that person.
But why? Huh?
Therefore, that person would have the strongest motive out of anybody else here, right?
Fuyuhiko used Peko to kill Mahiru? But why would she do that?
You're the only one!
I legitimately don't know how that's supposed to work.
Fuyuhiko?
I see. Now I finally see the connection. The connection between the motive and the incident.
Yeah, but what's the connection between them?
But even if it's the motive, it's just a game, right? There's no reason to believe it's even true. Would you call a game like that a strong motive?
Not really, no. No, the events that occurred in the game should have definitely occurred in real life. There's overwhelming proof of that, too. Ah, well, I guess now I was wondering why we never had to use this. That's not it. What? Okay, well then if it's not that, I guess the thing that had it?
I can prove it with this.
Well then why is the photo itself even a thing?
It's necessary to confirm it if it didn't have anything to do with Mahiru's murder, but
Whatever works.
there's no doubt that game is based on actual events. That much is clear if you saw the ending prize. The photos awarded for beating the game are not actual in-game screenshots.
That's so weird. I was right but wrong at the same time, and that's frustrating.
They're all actual photos, with the surrounding scenery cropped out. You knew all along, Fuyuhiko, didn't you? You knew whether or not the first victim in the game was actually your little sister, right? Because whoever beat the game first received the ending prize.
Yeah, you were definitely holding it.
It was the envelope, right? The person who received the ending prize. It was you, wasn't it?
Oh, that's a new one.
If you were shown a photograph of your sister's dead body, you'd have no choice but to believe it.
Which, yeah, that does make sense.
Even so, you wanted to deny the truth. That's why you sent those photos to Mahiru to confirm it.
Hey! Why are we talking about Fuyuhiko? Who cares? Cause Peko is the killer, right?
Yeah, that much is still true.
That's why I told you. You're all too late. As I said before, I exist as nothing more than a tool.
What does that even mean?
I had no motive for killing Mahiru. No reason to kill. Not even the will to kill. I was simply used as a tool. As long as I am a tool, I cannot defy my orders.
Fuyu?
Hey! What's going on? Can anyone give me a simpler explanation?
Is the implication Fuyuhiko used Peko as a tool to kill Mahiru. So is she trying to make the argument that she isn't the murderer, she's the murder weapon? Is that what this is supposed to be? So then she thinks that by voting for her, we're wrong. And that Fuyuhiko is the real killer and therefore he wins? Doesn't that kind of require a lot of assumptions that Monokuma would even think that that works?
The true killer who used me as their weapon to kill Mahiru Koizumi was Fuyuhiko Kuzuryu.
Because, like, couldn't Monokuma just say, haha, nope, and just decide that that's a bunch of bunk?
What?
What the hell?
I see. That's what you were aiming for all along.
No, I have no aim. But my young master does. My young master planned this from the start.
Young master?
I am confused. And concerned.
That is the truth of this case. I'm sure you realize it by now, but it's too late. You cannot undo the vote.
That's a problem.
Again, that would require that Monokuma thinks that... I guess it depends on whether or not he thinks which answer would ultimately make people feel the worst.
If Peko's allegation holds up, that means our vote was incorrect. In that case, the person who gets to live is...
Just... me?
Fuyuhiko isn't reacting like somebody who planned this. That's the response of somebody who wasn't expecting this.
That's nuts! No matter how you look at it, that's completely insane!
How would Peko be a tool in the first place? Peko is a legitimate human being!
Yeah.
That's not for you to decide. It's for Monokuma.
Isn't that a hell of a gamble?
The votes have been cast. All we can do now is wait and see what Monokuma decides.
What the hell?
I am so confused right now. Another B. It's always a B. Fantastic.
I'm in a bind, and what a bind it is.
I mean, I can only assume that he's going to say, haha, nope, that's dumb. I'ma kill you now. As the game isn't exactly about to end here.
I guess for now, let's take a quick recess. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Or we could not do that. I'm down for that, but not do that. Although there were some twists and turns along the way, the one who killed Mahiru Koizumi is... Hold on a sec. Okay, I'll wait. So sorry, I'm just hesitating.
Hey!
There's no need to hesitate. No matter how you look at it, Peko's the killer. Why?
Hey, hey!
Why? Well, that's obvious. You're not a tool. You're a friggin' human being.
Well,
If I'm a human, then I'm not a tool. If that's what you're saying, you're wrong.
you just don't know.
What exactly is this? You just don't know that there are people who only exist to be tools. People such as myself. I feel like whatever backstory I'm about to get is gonna hit me really hard somehow. What does she mean, Fuyuhiko? Come on, man. Look. Best case scenario, you get out of here with completely scot-free. At least explain this so we don't die confused. Peko and I grew up together. Are you two childhood friends then?
No.
It's completely different than that. Right after I was born and abandoned by my parents, the Kuzuryu clan took me in.
Nothing but a tool.
They gave me a reason to exist. I am to fulfill my duty as my young master's property.
What?
You're a slave? Property, you say? It means she's a hitman arranged by my clan to work directly under me.
If my young master is attacked, I must defend him as his shield. If he intends to kill, I must be his sword.
I'm sorry, that just kind of hit me because those pictures are absolutely ungodly adorable. Game. I'm going to earnestly, truthfully ask you not to do what I think you're actually about to do. Please twist the knife in the other direction, not the way that this is. No, don't do it. I think I know the angle they're going for here, and I don't like it.
That is my only reason for living. Before I am human, I am my young master's tool, first and foremost. Until this body of mine can no longer move, I shall fulfill my duty until the very end.
That is...
You are wrong. You're not a tool, Peko. Because if you are a tool, then what was all that time we spent together?
Nothing.
Huh?
I was ordered by my young master to behave, just as I was ordered to interact with you all. What? Our professional relationship doesn't exist on this island. We're just fellow high school students now. Right after we arrived on this island, that is what my young master ordered me to do. This really does depend entirely on how Fuyuhiko sees the situation. His reactions implied to me that he didn't actually want this. He was trying to divert suspicion and attention away from Peko. If he was in on this entire plan, then he wouldn't have done that. He would have just let her get voted for.
You fiend.
That is why you were hiding your relationship, you mean?
No.
It's not as if that started the moment we arrived on this island. Before that, my young master had always told me to hide our relationship. My young master loathes relying on his household's power. He even hates me, the tool given to him by his household. Is that true?
I am nothing but a tool.
Then why did you protect her? God, I'm caught in such a weird place because I kind of want... As unbelievably sad and depressing as her story is, I want it to be true because if it's not true, then that means the actual story is so much worse. If my young master intends to kill, it is only natural for me to act as his tool. Then the one who tried to kill Mahiru wasn't you, it was Fuyuhiko?
Damn it.
It is what it is. When I thought I beat that game, I was suddenly given these photographs.
Damn it.
I don't understand. Why is my sister in these photos?
Don't fuck with
And
me.
she's covered in blood. What does it mean? Why can't I remember? How come I don't even know if my sister is dead?
You...
Tried to confirm it with Mahiru, and that's why you wanted to talk to her.
So,
Yeah, I sent her the photo because I wanted to make sure she'd respond. But she never replied back to me. Not only that, she started avoiding me too.
But...
I'm pretty sure Mahiru was confused too. I mean, we all were. Before anyone played the game, we didn't even know this incident had happened. That's why even if we were told that we were connected to it, there's no way we could accept it. You know, when Mahiru spoke to Ibuki, she mentioned something about this. Sorry, I actually had plans to go to the beach with everyone.
Oh my!
Wait, huh? You're not gonna go, Mahiru? If you want to talk about it there, it'd be totally fine. It's pretty important, so you know, it'd be troubling to involve the others.
Huh?
You sound pretty serious. Serious or not, I can't really do anything about it on my own, so I wanted someone to think about it with me.
But...
If I need to make amends, I would, but I don't even know how.
Are you serious?
That definitely sounds serious. I can cancel my beach plans for you. No, it's fine. It's important that everyone gets along anyway. Is there even the smallest chance this could have been talked out? I want to say no, but at the same time, the fact is, if she was more forceful, she could have possibly talked to people and maybe this wouldn't have happened. Just tell them I'm not feeling well. Plus, it doesn't have to be today. There's always tomorrow.
Oh.
She wanted to discuss how to make amends, but Hiyoko was the only one who accepted her invitation. I should have gone too.
But...
It was rather convenient for you, wasn't it, Fuyuhiko? If you could make use of their plan to meet each other alone, you could easily lure Mahiru into a trap, right?
Hey.
By calling both of them to the beach house, you were able to pin the blame on Hiyoko.
What the?
Seriously, what the heck? An eye for an eye. That's the world I live in. My little sister was murdered. If the reason that happened was because of some person here, I have no choice but to kill that person on my sister's behalf, right?
And so?
My young master thought of a plan and executed it. I wanted to use a bat as the murder weapon because in the game, that was used to kill Girl E. For revenge, clubbing the person to death the same way my sister was killed just seemed to make sense. Well, now I'm confused. He seems to be okay with all of this now, but... Even if it ruined my disguise, it was the only thing I could do to avenge my sister. That is why you killed Mahiru with the bat? But still, I believed her up till the very last minute that the game was just a work of fiction. But even so...
Hey.
If that game is actually real, are you the one who killed Girl E?
Why, you...
I don't want to hear about that.
But...
The fact that your sister was killed is terrible. It's unfortunate, but...
Why?
You shouldn't have killed that girl.
Shut the hell up!
Who cares about that? Just answer me. What do you know about that game?
What are you saying?
You had no right to do that. Nobody has the right to judge others for their crimes. I'm sorry. I'm getting flustered. Revenge is just wrong.
Jeez.
Want me to be honest? This whole time, I was acting like a coward. Even after I called over Mahiru, I was still trying to find an excuse to not go through with the plan. But after she said that to me, that all went out the window. I got really pissed off and grabbed the metal bat that I hid under the bench. But at that moment, young master called for me and made me kill Mahiru. No. He sounded like he was in a blind rage. Who orders a subordinate to come and do something when they're in a blind rage?
Huh?
And there it is. I think I nailed it.
Young master, I am finished.
What?
Are you saying that you killed because you were ordered to? A tool is not defined by its will, but by its actions. I don't get this at all.
Of course.
Well, of course you don't understand, because humans are completely different from one another. Everyone's birthplace and upbringing is different. It's obviously impossible for them to understand each other. So everyone just pretends to understand and pretends to be understood.
Be quiet.
You're too annoying. Can you just be quiet?
Yes, indeed.
I did not think that would work. Afterwards, just as my young master planned, I proceeded to tamper with the scene of the crime. However, I also considered the possibility of being found out. So in order to get you guys to make the wrong choice, I decided to make use of that serial killer story.
It cannot be.
You insisted that you were sparkling justice in order to make us hasten our votes? So we fell for it. We fell for her trick all along. That's right. You guys had made the wrong decision. You voted me, a mere tool, as the killer, unaware that my young master was the true killer.
That's obviously wrong.
Don't act like our loss has been decided yet.
No.
It should be decided already. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
This is troubling.
I'll admit, all this talk about Peko being a tool sounds pretty persuasive. When you approach it from various angles, it makes sense that Fuyuhiko is actually the true killer. Hold on, I'm telling you to hold on.
I see.
So for Peko, Fuyuhiko himself is your true hope then. On his behalf, you killed Mahiru, and now you're trying to sacrifice us so that you can protect him.
Great.
You would only go that far because he's your one and only hope.
Wrong.
I have no hope. I am just a tool. Now, even if we ask her, she'll probably just play dumb anyway.
Now then.
So I'm gonna ask someone else. Hey, Fuyuhiko, what do you think?
Huh?
About what?
Hey.
Is Peko just a tool to you? That's the $1 million question. Using that tool, surviving by sacrificing Peko and the rest of us? Is that your hope?
What?
Tch.
Hold on.
What's the use of asking something like that?
What?
You seem distressed. A mere tool doesn't panic like that, right?
Jeez.
Peko, be honest. Are you trying to protect Fuyuhiko of your own free will? It feels more like she just... instead of being ordered to, I think she just did it for the sake of doing it. So that ultimately that this plan would work out and Fuyuhiko would get out.
Hey.
Fuyuhiko, can you tell me the truth? The fact that she killed on your behalf, the fact that she lied to us by acting like the killer, are those all things you ordered her to do? Is that the truth? Fuyuhiko?
Yeah.
I know you hate our guts, but if you listen to Peko, we're all gonna die. Yeah, but he gets away. So, he either admits that Peko is a tool to him, which I don't think is how he feels, and he gets away. Or he doesn't feel that way. And, I mean, no... I mean, either way, Peko ends up dying, doesn't it? Yeah. You just have to tell the truth. I was only following your orders. You just have to tell them that. I don't think he can. Game, don't do this. Don't do this. Oh God, I'd rather this game be a massive practical joke and this being the true ending of and him getting away. Just don't do this. Fuyuhiko, you mentioned this before, but in this kind of situation, interacting with others will just shorten your lifespan. Those idiots Byakuya and Teruteru are proof of that. Plus, it'd be frustrating to be held back by affection when it's my time to kill. You're still saying that. Of course, I'll sacrifice the lives of everyone here if it guarantees my survival. Where's that feeling now? Why are you hesitating? You don't really feel that way, right? You're not that kind of person. Because if you were, you wouldn't be hesitating like you are now, right?
Young Master!
There's no need to hesitate, young master. Please just tell them the truth. Young master, you were the one who ordered me. I just did as I was told because I'm a tool. Fuyuhiko, this could be considered your ultimate choice. Regardless, either way, you'll still lose Peko, but
Hey.
if you insist you're the killer just as she said, you can sacrifice us and survive alone. Or would you rather reject Peko and fight alongside us against despair? That's not even remotely the side. You absolutely crazy son of a... It's sacrifice Peko and everyone and live and leave. Or does he sacrifice Peko? Oh God. While also admitting that that's not what she is. Which one will be your hope? Let's hear what you have to say.
Damn it!
Young master, I am finished.
You... What the hell did you do?
He didn't ask for it.
You already know, right? What's going to happen after you kill someone?
I did it because I know. There is no way I can let that happen to you.
Hey, Peko. Do you remember what I told you when we first arrived on this island? Our professional relationship doesn't exist on this island. We're just fellow high school students now. You need to run. Got it? Just let me take the fall so you can get away.
That doesn't sound like somebody who thinks you're a tool, Peko. Oh no.
Young master, that is impossible.
Hold it together.
Shut up! I'm ordering you not to worry about me!
There is no way I cannot worry about you. I am my young master's tool. A tool to protect my young master. Without an owner, the tool serves no purpose.
God damn it, we are done with that crap! Why won't you listen to what I'm saying?
Regardless, I will not flee. Besides, I'm fairly certain they'll discover the truth soon enough.
Then why did you...
I have a plan.
This was entirely her idea just for him.
Huh? A plan?
Please do not worry. I promise I will keep my young master alive and return him safely home.
You idiot. What do you intend to do?
I intend to fulfill my duty as your tool. Now please, go! Hiyoko will be waking up soon. After you leave, I must block the door to the road with Mahiru's body. Hurry!
Damn it. You better run away. Got it? Just forget about me! Forget about the Kuzuryu clan! You better escape!
He doesn't want her to die. So, oh, I don't think he actually said that. That was for our benefit. Game evil! How about it, Fuyuhiko? Please, tell me the truth.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, Peko. I guess I couldn't go through with it after all.
Young master!
I'm a disgrace.
'Cause if that's actually what I have to do to survive, I just feel ashamed of myself. It'd mean I can't live without depending on something. I just feel disgusted with myself.
Peko.
And if I admit that, it means you really are just a tool to me. How many times did I tell you I don't want a tool given to me by the Kuzuryu clan?
Young master!
Don't do it!
Oh,
So this is how it turned out.
too bad.
And here I thought I'd be more brutal and heartless. Man, how disappointing. Which means everything happened thanks to her meddlesome actions.
Why you?
There's no way a human that meddlesome could ever be considered a tool.
Hey,
Monokuma, you knew all along, didn't you? You knew about what Peko and Fuyuhiko discussed.
jeez.
Well, it's obvious now. I mean, that's why you have surveillance cameras. You were just having fun, huh? Even if it was an act of desperation, Peko's claim was surprisingly interesting. You're actually the first to try to influence the outcome of the trial like that. But too bad, you're definitely the killer. Peko, the tool with a heart, is the killer.
Sorry.
Peko, I'm sorry I couldn't fulfill your request. Even though you did all that to provide me the chance to survive. But I had a feeling it would turn out like this.
Huh?
Young master!
You have a kind heart, despite being a Yakuza. That's why you question your position and constantly worry about it. For you to sacrifice someone else just to escape by yourself? I believed you wouldn't accept that so easily. We've been together ever since we were children. Even a tool would understand that.
What?
Then why?
Even so,
I wanted you...
to escape.
Oh. I wanted to protect you.
Peko.
I am terribly sorry.
I will not be able to serve by your side until the very end, young master.
Bye.
Oh, God. I'm sorry for what I've done to you all, too. It may be a selfish request, but please forgive my young master.
And please do not cause a senseless killing such as this ever again.
Of course. That will do, Monokuma. Why don't you start it already?
I will never feel despair.
Just so you know, I will never feel despair. As long as I am a tool, I am fully prepared to die.
So cool.
But will you be able to maintain that composure until the very end? People who act proud as you always shed tears of despair in the end. Now then, let's begin. Leave it at that, leave it at that, leave it at that. Just rip the Band-Aid off. Just get it done with. Do not keep going, game.
Young Master Fuyuhiko.
Please permit me to make one final selfish request.
So,
Didn't I tell you not to call me young master?
I want you to remember.
The tool, Peko Pekoyama, who used to stand beside you. I would like it if you remembered that. That's it. How many times do I have to keep... I don't need any tools. You did say that. Then let's begin. The punishment time, brimming with despair.
jeez.
Oh no, they're really gonna do it. Do not do this. Why don't you get it yet?
Thrills, chills, kills!
Why?
You stayed by my side all this time. Why don't you get it?
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment!
They're gonna do it.
I...
Never needed a sword or a shield.
I never needed a tool.
Don't say it.
So... You didn't need to become a tool.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Let's give it everything we've got!
You just needed to be yourself. I never wanted a tool. I just wanted you. Only you.
Oh, no.
Young Master?
Why would they do that?
Why? Why couldn't you understand? We've always been together ever since we were kids!
God.
Let's go! It's punishment time!
Please, Peko. Don't go! I need you! Don't leave me!
Oh, Jesus Christ, no. Oh, God, no.
Young Master?
Oh, why?
Young Master?
God damn this game. Why would they keep doing this? I don't want to watch. No, she's not a puppet. That's not what she is. What is he doing? Oh no! Oh my god! No! No, no, I gotta go. I gotta go. I can't, no. Okay. I don't know. I don't know how long it's been. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I needed time, okay? Just cut me some slack, okay? that kind of story. That kind of story hits harder than it usually, I think, probably is supposed to for me. Just stories about people who've grown up together like that. It's always so sweet and nice, and I always really enjoy them. Is like my favorite kind of story is you know, is when two childhood friends, you know, they grow up and they learn they love each other. That sort of thing. Oh god. No. I always enjoy that a lot. And then this game took it and made it sad, and now they're both dead. No, I gotta stop. I already cried. Damn it! I'm not doing it again. Just gotta go. Okay. I can do it. This cannot be. Even Fuyuhiko? This is bad. This shouldn't be allowed. People dying so easily, falling like dominoes. You bastard. What is this? This can't be. This is a lie, right? Peko! Fuyuhiko!
Such a waste.
I don't want to hear a goddamn thing from you. Shut up, shut up, shut up.
Damn it.
I think I hate you. I think I legitimately hate you.
Oh.
You're still talking about that? What the hell's wrong with you? Aren't you pissed that two of your friends got killed?
Such despair.
Just stop talking. But still.
Isn't that right?
Can we please tie him up again? The higher the ladder, the brighter we could shine. That is the unmistakable truth. Calling me a ladder, huh? You say some pretty interesting things. In a way, your misguided thoughts of what hope should be remind me of him. You're talking about Makoto, aren't you? I don't really understand what you're saying.
Listen carefully.
Anyway, I shall make a declaration. He will definitely destroy you. The worst thing about Nagito is that the things he says... Not all of the things he says. Some of the things he says is legit insanity bullcrap. But a lot of the things he says have lines of truth to them, and it pisses me off. There won't even be a strand of cotton left when we're done with you. That's your future. How much longer are you planning to say such stupid things? Don't you understand? Even Fuyuhiko died, you know. Not yet? Huh?
What?
How?
Everyone!
Fuyuhiko is still alive?
You serious?
How? Fuyuhiko! Frantically, we rushed over to Fuyuhiko's side. Jesus!
He's still breathing.
How in the hell?
Is he gonna be okay?
What do you... Does he look like he'll be okay?
Do something! Hey! You need to save him! Hey!
I'm trying! But his blood, he won't stop bleeding out! His pulse is getting weaker!
Can't you do anything about it?
He's a nurse, not a freaking super person. I can't words. God damn it. You pulled the knife out. You can't keep twisting it.
God damn it!
Shut up.
You're so stupid.
I hate you. 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 Read the lines, read the lines. Were you filled with hope at the thought of saving her yourself? That's why you ended up like that.
You stupid brother!
You need to hurry up and save him.
I don't believe it!
Why would he do that?
What the heck?
Why do I have to burn my precious calories just to save some Yakuza scum?
That's wrong!
It's your duty to save him. Duty?
Hey!
Because it's written in the school trip rules. If the Blackened is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. That's true. If only the Blackened gets executed, then Fuyuhiko shouldn't be allowed to be executed. Well, if I could, I'd do something about it right now. But since my magic stick was taken away, I'm practically powerless.
Hey!
But you should be able to do it.
Unbelievable.
Jeez, I guess I have no choice.
Fine.
Well, there's no way I can violate a rule, even if it's me.
So,
Fine then, I'll save him. Really?
like...
I was actually gonna do that all along, so I've already prepared for this. Prepared? And that's when it happened. A siren began ringing from out of nowhere, and gradually grew closer and closer.
An ambulance?
That is the least trustworthy thing I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
Just leave the rest to me, Dr. Killgood.
I really don't want to do that.
Dr. Killgood, you've already killed your patients!
We gotta get this patient to the Monokuma Hospital ER and get him under 24-hour observation stat! So, I'll see you later!
And after he said that, the ambulance containing Monokuma and Fuyuhiko vanished from our sight. Is it really gonna be okay to leave this to Monokuma? I fully expect him to do something unspeakably awful in there.
Damn it.
It can't be helped. It's not like there was any other way.
Perhaps.
He's gonna be fine. He's probably gonna get better and come back to us again. How can you say that so confidently? You're right. He's definitely gonna come back and talk a lot of smack as if nothing happened. Then all we can do is wait. Why do we have to wait for him? I mean, he caused Mahiru's death, you know.
However,
We must put that aside since Peko has already been punished. Or else we will not be able to advance forward.
Fall, my tears.
I can't do the voice right now, okay? I'm sorry. There are no second chances in life. We cannot return to what has already transpired. There is no other way than to move forward, like an arrow of light piercing through the darkness.
damn it!
I guess. Things aren't as exciting if a shit stirrer like him ain't around. I didn't realize it, but I was wishing for that too. From the bottom of my heart, I really wanted him to return. So there's no way he does. Fuyuhiko! I don't want anyone else to be a sacrifice. And so the class trial ended. But we still can't see the real ending that we really want yet. When that finally arrives, what will have happened to us by then? No matter where I look, no matter what possibilities I look for, I can't see our future, not even a speck. And if we were in a boat floating unreliably in a vast dark sea, we were just left there alone. Only one word could explain our situation. Despair. We couldn't find a more suitable word than that.
You guys can see it, right? You can see this countdown too? 4 people are already gone. We took our time preparing the hope fragments, but now we're no longer able to gather them. Honestly, I'm not so sure anymore. Whether it's better if we let them leave this island, or if we shouldn't let them escape. For those kids, which option is hope and which is despair?
I don't know what to say to this, so I'm sorry.
But I guess there's no time to hesitate. countdown reaches 0, that guy will probably take over our plan's final stage as well. What lies beyond that is the foul resurrection of the ultimate despair.
Excuse me?
And the continuation of the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
When you say resurrection, do you mean literally?
That cannot be allowed. We must prevent that by any means necessary. Even if we have to pay the ultimate price, I will definitely prevent it by any means. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope.
How else am I supposed to interpret that? Alright, so, guys, I need a... I need a break. I really... like a real break. I need. I'm just gonna chill for a bit, okay? I'll be back later.